So hi there, and today we'll talk about the ID-914 surface resistance meter. We'll be looking at the instrument generally, and then we'll go through the process of showing how to check the output voltages from the instrument, and then we'll make some simple measurements using the instrument and some tips in changing ranges and so on. So first of all then, when you unpack the instrument, you'll notice it's been supplied with a plastic film over the display that needs to be removed obviously, and at the back of the instrument there's just an IEC connector and an on-off switch on the rear of the instrument. So to begin with then I'll plug in the mains and switch it on. The instrument won't come on immediately because there's another power button on the front of the equipment, and if I switch it on, it boots into the home screen, which provides for two options, a measurement option and one that's to do with the equipment setup. So we'll just look at setup first, and we can select which one by just moving the control on the front of the instrument. So we'll put the green light next to setup and just press the control, and these are the options where we'll be able to measure the 5-volt supply, the 100-volt supply, and setting 0, which is something a user will almost certainly not need. It's to do with calibrating the equipment and is really a factory use only. So the output voltage from the instrument comes from this BNC connector on the right hand side, and normally it would be connected to the test head, but to check the output voltages we'll need to measure between the center pin, which has the voltage on it, and the ground return, which is the case of the BNC. Now you can do that carefully with a normal set of voltage probes connected to a DVM. What I prefer to do is use a little adapter that enables me to break out the positive and the return. So I'll connect that to my meter like this. I'm not sure if you can see the display on the video, but we're reading 4.99 volts. It should be within 0.2 of a volt of 5 volts nominal, so that's absolutely fine. And if we change the range to 100 volts by just selecting 100 volts, the equipment automatically puts out the 100 volt rail, which is 99.87 volts on this particular instrument at the moment. That will fluctuate around 0.1 of a volt, plus or minus of 100 volts nominal. So once again, that's absolutely fine for making measurements. So the rest of the setup is being done for us all automatically with the computer that's inside the unit. So apart from checking those voltages, there's no other kind of housekeeping things you need to do with the instrument. So we can disconnect the measuring instrument, and we'll select back at the bottom of the display there to take us back to home. So before we go on to measurements, we need to connect the probe. What's going to happen is the equipment will supply a voltage and return from one output. It's presented on the test head on one of the rings that is on the back of the test head, and what happens is the instrument measures the current that flows from the outer ring to the internal ring being connected back to the input side of the instrument, and the computer works out for us the value of resistivity that we want to measure. So we connect the two BNCs to the instrument. You can't get this wrong because there's a male and a female connector on the front. So we connect one, and then we connect the other, and then we simply select measurement. And what happens is the instrument automatically starts on its highest range, which is 10 to the 12 ohms per square, and the display is measuring between 0 and infinity effectively on the on the display, but the green band runs between 1 and 10, and then the multiplier is times 10 to the, in this instance, 12 ohms per square. And we've got it on a fairly conductive mat here at the moment. We can see it's off the scale, it's way down there. So what we do is we make sure the green indicator is next to range, and we can move down the ranges. That's 10 to the 11, we're still less than that. We're around 10 to the 10 there, that's less than that. 10 to the 9, and we're beginning to get onto the display now. Now to provide a little bit of downward pressure is normally recommended when trying to measure the materials. So we'll go down just one more, get to 10 to the 9, and we're getting some measurements now off the probe. And by just applying a little bit of downward pressure, we can see that we're between 6 and 7 times 10 to the 9 ohms per square. 8 times 10 to the 8 ohms per square. So and that's it. So that provides us a measurement, and we can record that. The instrument has the ability to be connected to a laptop, and there's some software that IDB can provide you with that runs on your PC. It enables you to observe these results directly on your laptop or home PC.